Welcome back to the channel, and today's a big one for all the Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there. This is the final mock draft I've put together for the 2025 NFL Draft, and if you've been following our updates over the past few weeks, you know we've explored multiple scenarios. Each edition brought fresh takes because I avoided repeating players, which forced me to dig deep and evaluate new names every time. But now we're locking in. This is my official prediction for how I believe the draft will unfold for the Steelers this year. Let me remind everyone, we're just one day away from the big event. This video is going live on a Wednesday, and tomorrow night we'll be live covering the first round of the NFL Draft, reacting in real time to every pick, especially the ones made by the Steelers. It's a huge moment for this franchise and for the fan base. We're talking about the most important weekend of the year for Steelers Nation, and we'll be there for every moment, breaking down picks, trades, strategy, everything. Make sure you're with us when it kicks off Thursday night. Let's jump right into the mock draft, and we're not starting with a pick. We're starting with a trade. That's right, I believe the Steelers will look to trade down in the first round. With their second round pick no longer in their possession, the front office needs to be smart and find a way to recoup draft capital. The quarterback position is a question mark, defensive tackle needs depth, and the running back situation could use a boost. So moving down slightly could give them the flexibility to address more than one need early. I see the Houston Texans as a trade partner here. They're likely eyeing a specific offensive tackle, and I think they'd be willing to part with a third-round pick, specifically pick number 89, to move up a few slots. The move wouldn't be dramatic, just enough to gain an asset. And here's where the strategy really starts to unfold. By dropping a few spots, Pittsburgh positions itself to still grab the player they have their eyes on without giving up leverage. Let's talk about the quarterback situation. If you followed the buzz, you've heard the name Jalen Milroe. That's the guy I believe the Steelers are targeting. Milroe is raw, yes, but the upside is there. He's viewed as a developmental quarterback, someone who could sit behind a veteran like Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, or Derek Carr for a year or two. With Cam Hayward likely wrapping up his career soon, Pittsburgh knows it has a window to win now while also planning for the future. Milroe's story is compelling. A strong leader with elite athleticism, he comes from a military family background, which speaks volumes about his discipline and mental toughness. He earned academic Heisman honors and completed his master's degree while playing at Alabama. This isn't just a kid with a strong arm. He's got the mind to go with it. I've broken this down in detail in another video, but in short, Milroe makes perfect sense for a team that wants to win now with a veteran while grooming their next long-term answer at quarterback. Now, assuming that trade goes through and Milroe is off the board in the first round, we move into the third, where Pittsburgh is sitting on a newly acquired pick thanks to that Texans deal. This is where things get interesting. I've got them taking Caleb Johnson, the running back from Iowa. There's some risk here. He may not still be on the board by the time pick 83 rolls around, but he's the type of player who could slip a bit because of his scheme. Limitations. That said, he's got excellent vision, decisive footwork, and thrives in outside zone systems, which makes him a strong fit for what Pittsburgh wants to do on offense. If you pair Johnson with a quicker, more elusive back, you've got a thunder and lightning combo that can be very effective in today's league. Johnson's top-end speed and size make him a serious weapon on early downs, and he's capable of picking up tough yards. He might not be a game breaker in the mold of Bijan Robinson, but he's the kind of steady, productive runner who could have a long career if used properly. And remember, running back depth is something the Steelers need to reinforce now, not later. Still in the third round, using that pick from Houston, I see them targeting a versatile cornerback out of Kansas State. This guy has been climbing boards lately thanks to his physicality and instincts. He's a bit undersized for the outside, but has the skills to play inside or outside depending on matchups. And with the retirement of a veteran expected after this season, this pick becomes even more logical. He could eventually transition into an outside role or serve as a starting nickel corner, which addresses one of the Steelers' biggest weaknesses last season. His tape shows a player who isn't afraid of contact, can stick with receivers and man coverage, and read zone responsibilities. Well, he's got elite short area quickness and posted an impressive 40 time, backed by one of the best 10-yard splits in this class. He's not the tallest or longest, but he makes up for it with explosiveness and technique. For a team looking to rebuild the secondary, this is exactly the kind of mid-round pick you hope pans out. From there, we move into day 3. In the 4th round, I have Pittsburgh taking a hybrid defensive tackle shield fullback from a smaller school. Now, this guy is one of the most intriguing prospects in the class. He's explosive off the snap, can shoot gaps, and has a relentless motor. What he lacks in polish, he makes up for in effort and raw athletic ability. He's still learning how to disengage from blocks consistently, but that's where coaching comes in. With the right development, he could be a rotational disruptor right away and a full-time starter down the line. And here's the kicker. He's got experience playing both ways. As a fullback, he's powerful, moves well in space, and isn't afraid of contact. The Steelers have dabbled with this kind of player before, and while it didn't always work out, the potential here is real. Imagine having a guy who can contribute on defense and in goal line packages on offense. He may never be a household name, but he's the type of player fans love because of how hard he plays. This wraps the first part of the mock draft narrative. The second part will continue with the final selections in the 5th, 6th, and 7th rounds, rounding out the Steelers' draft strategy for the 2025 season. Picking up where we left off, let's move on to the 5th round, where I project the Steelers will address the safety position. The player on the radar here is a safety out of Penn State who turned heads at the combine with his physical attributes. He's over 210 pounds, clocked an impressive 40 time, and has the kind of frame that makes scouts sit up in their chairs. But as impressive as his physical tools are, he's still raw when it comes to reading offenses and processing plays in real time. That said, his instincts in the secondary and his aggressive playing style make him an intriguing developmental option. What makes this pick make sense for Pittsburgh is the current makeup of their defensive backfield. They've got veterans who can hold things down for now, but they're aging, and there's no guarantee that current starters will be around beyond this season. That opens the door for a young player like this one to grow into a meaningful role, starting as the third safety in sub packages and eventually working into a full-time starting position. He's also shown solid ball skills and a willingness to come downhill and hit, which matches the identity of what the Steelers want out of their safeties. Now, transitioning into the 6th round, the attention turns to the defensive line once again. Here, I see the Steelers selecting a big-bodied interior lineman from Iowa. This guy isn't going to be featured in many highlight reels, but he fills a specific need. He's a run-stuffing specialist, someone who can clog lanes and absorb double teams without giving up ground. He won't offer much in terms of pass rush, and his athletic ceiling is limited, but he's strong, disciplined, and understands leverage. He's built for early down work and short yardage situations. And while that might not be the flashiest pick, it's a necessary one. Good teams win in the trenches, and Pittsburgh knows that better than most. With one of their previous picks potentially sliding into a more mobile technique role, this player becomes the rock in the middle, anchoring the defensive front. He doesn't need to do anything fancy. Just hold his ground, take on blockers, and let the linebackers do their job. Sometimes the best picks on day 3 are the ones that let your stars shine. Now let's talk about the 7th and final round of this mock. This is where things get exciting again. There's a wide receiver prospect that has flown under the radar, someone who's not being talked about enough but has the tools to make an impact. His name started popping up when reviewing quarterback tape from a smaller school, and in one particular game, he put up video game numbers, over 250 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns. That performance alone forced scouts to go back and take a second look at his full body of work. What they found was a deep threat receiver with excellent hands, good body control, and a knack for making plays after the catch. He might not have elite speed, but his route running is sharp, and he knows how to find soft spots in the defense. He's also physical at the catch point and doesn't shy away from contact. With a frame that allows him to work both inside and outside, he brings versatility to the table, which is exactly what teams want from a late-round pick trying to make the roster. This isn't a guy who's going to walk in and demand targets on day 1. But if you give him a year to learn the system, contribute on special teams, and take advantage of whatever opportunities come his way, he could absolutely carve out a role. Think about the current receiver room in Pittsburgh. There's talent, no doubt, But there's also room for someone to emerge as that fourth or fifth option who can make big plays when needed. This receiver might be just that kind of player. Altogether, this mock draft strategy reflects the Steelers' priorities. Heading into this season, there's a balance between preparing for the future and adding immediate contributors. The first-round trade allows for flexibility, adding a valuable third-rounder to the mix. The quarterback selection sets the foundation for the post-veteran era. The running back and wide receiver picks provide firepower. The defensive selections strengthen the core of the roster and give the coaching staff moldable talent with high upside. It's worth mentioning again that this mock doesn't aim for perfection. The draft is unpredictable by nature, and we know how quickly plans can change on draft night. But what this projection does is outline a vision, one where the Steelers make smart, calculated moves that position them for both short-term success and long-term stability. Whether or not every pick turns into a star, it's about creating depth, finding value, and building a team that can withstand the grind of an NFL season. Of course, we'll be watching all of this unfold live. And as picks are made, as trades are finalized, and as surprises inevitably shake things up, we'll be right here breaking it all down. This mock draft is just a starting point. It's the product of weeks of watching tape, analyzing trends, and trying to get inside the minds of front offices across the league. It's also the result of a genuine belief that this team is close, really close, to putting together a complete competitive roster. So as we head into the draft, keep your eyes on the names mentioned today. Some of them will go earlier than expected. Others might slide, but each one brings something to the table that the Steelers could use. The final takeaway? This class isn't about flash. It's about fit. It's about identity. It's about building a roster the right way. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it could mark the next big step forward. We'll wrap things up for now, but stay tuned because the next few days are going to be intense, and I'll be right here with you covering every twist and turn of the NFL draft. Let's see how it all plays out. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In the heart of the Pittsburgh Steelers offseason, a new controversy has emerged that threatens to shake the team's foundation as they prepare for the upcoming season. Safety FITZPATRICK, widely regarded as one of the NFL's elite players at his position, has reportedly expressed his refusal to play alongside linebacker Smith in what is being described as a deepening rift within the locker room. The situation came to light following a series of confidential discussions between FITZPATRICK and Steelers management, where the safety voiced concerns about the team's dynamics and his ability to thrive alongside Smith. Sources close to the organization have revealed that FITZPATRICK, who has been instrumental in the Steelers' defense, believes that Smith's playing style and approach to certain defensive schemes are misaligned with the team's strategic goals. This situation has created a rift not just between the two players, but has raised concerns about the internal harmony of the team as a whole. FITZPATRICK, who was brought to Pittsburgh in a trade that significantly bolstered the Steelers' defensive secondary, has been a consistent standout for the team since his arrival. His ability to cover the field and make game-changing plays has earned him Pro Bowl selections and earned him the respect of both coaches and teammates. However, recent reports suggest that his frustration with Smith's presence on the field has been escalating. Smith, a key linebacker for the Steelers, is known for his aggressive play style and his leadership on the defensive side. However, his aggressive nature has sometimes led to tactical missteps. And FITZPATRICK, known for his high football IQ, has reportedly struggled with the lack of synergy between them during games. The issues reached a boiling point recently when FITZPATRICK allegedly told a team that he would not take the field next season if Smith was part of the starting defensive lineup. The Steelers front office is now faced with a difficult decision. Head coach Mike Tomlin, who is known for his ability to manage strong personalities within the locker room, is being called upon to resolve the situation before it festers into something far worse. The team has already experienced internal struggles in previous seasons, and with tensions running high, it's uncertain how this latest drama will impact the locker room's unity and overall performance on the field. While the Steelers organization has remained tight-lipped regarding the specifics of the situation. It's clear that Fitzpatrick's refusal to play alongside Smith could have severe consequences for the team's defensive cohesion. The upcoming season is critical for the Steelers, and with the AFC North remaining one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, a fractured locker room could spell disaster for the team's playoff aspirations. As the situation continues to develop, fans are left wondering whether the Steelers will be able to put aside these personal differences for the good of the team, or if this controversy will lead to another season of disappointment. The coming weeks will reveal whether Fitzpatrick's stance will lead to a trade, a coaching shakeup, or if the Steelers can find a way to mend their internal struggles before the season kicks off. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.